wonderful human beings, it's Elena here again. How are you? I'm here today to talk to you about Choices of One by Timothy Zahn, which is the second work in the Star Wars Expanded Universe that I've ever read. Before we get started, I just want to make sure that you guys all know what the Star Wars Expanded Universe is. And that's basically every licensed work of fiction based in the Star Wars universe. These include video games, books, comics, atlases, guides, and so forth. Choices of One is set 9 months after the ending of A New Hope and before the beginning of The Empire Strikes Back, so things are looking up for the rebellion and they have time to look for a new base. When they're looking for this new base, they receive a very alluring offer from an Imperial governor stationed on the outer rims of the universe. He seems to be up to treason as long as he receives some military reinforcement because he's seriously worried that an alien warlord might attack his part of the verse, and the Emperor is not concerned enough to be sending over his stormtroopers. Now, of course, the Rebel Alliance is not stupid enough to uproot itself and move to the other side of the universe, because that might just be a trap, before sending over some people to check the situation out. And these people, of course, include Leia, Han, Luke, and Chewbacca, who's not a person, but anyway. That's all I'm gonna tell you, because I don't want to spoil any interesting twists of the plot, since that's one of the main things I enjoyed about Choices of One. If I had to condense my opinion of this book into a few words, I would say it was doubly surprising. First of all, it surprised me because I'd heard good stuff about it, but I didn't dare hope that it might be amazing. But then I started reading, I got into the mood, and I noticed how much everything felt like Star Wars, like the movies. The characters were spot on, the conversations were sparkling, and the plot, it was so well crafted. There were nice twists, some things really surprised me, and so I was rather impressed with how Zahn handled the book. But then, second surprise, the author got stuck on one situation and started analyzing it from all points of view. He just went on talking about that one event, so I was left with uncertain feelings because the beginning was super awesome and then the ending was okay, but the bit before the ending with the one event was kind of so-and-so. It got to the point that it was boring. I wouldn't say it was bad. It was never bad, don't get me wrong. It just wasn't mind-blowingly amazing. But I do have to say that no one thinks this is Zahn's best work in the Star Wars Expanded Universe. So I'm really looking forward to reading more from this author. Other things I enjoyed in the book were a battle of wits that was having place. It was really interesting to follow, and all the different characters of the book are kind of the chess pieces that these two game players are using, and depending on the chess piece, it will either try to fight back and not be manipulated, or try to carry out his function to the end. Also, we get to see more of the farmer boy version of Luke Skywalker. He's kind of struggling with his new role as the Rebel Jedi. Then we have Han Solo, who is kind of also struggling because he wants to know what's going on in the Rebel Alliance, but he doesn't want responsibility, so that kind of doesn't work out, and he has to make a choice. So the book is kind of filled with choices, and that's why I found the title very spot on, Choices of One. And it actually comes from a supposedly Jedi saying, according to which the choices of one shape the futures of all. In this book, I got to meet for the first time two original characters by Timothy Zahn, which are Senior Commanding Officer Thrawn, I know it's a mouthful, who is supposed to be the main character, or anyway one of the main characters in these books, which are called the Thrawn Trilogy collectively. And then there is the lady on the book cover, who is called Mara Jade, and she's supposed to be the future wife of Luke Skywalker. Now, Luke Skywalker is one of my favorite fictional characters ever, so of course I was bound to be kind of jealous. I was pretty determined not to like her. I was sure she was gonna be one of those super hot, incredibly good at fighting, so witty and confident and whatnot sassy divas. But no, she was calm, she was collected. Sure, she was irritatingly good with a lightsaber, with the Force, and that made her confident. But she also knew what her limits were, and she had no problem asking for help. She had absolutely no sense of humor. And so these flaws, as well as her doubts and insecurities, and her commitment to do the right thing, really made me warm up to her. So I'm genuinely looking forward to seeing what Zahn does to her character in the Throne trilogy. To sum it up for you guys, this was not an amazing read, but it was a good read. It was enjoyable, it was a quick read, and yeah, it gets you into the Star Wars universe for a few more hours, and any fan out there of the Star Wars saga can tell you that that's pretty amazing. I think that's all for today. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below if you've read Choices of One, if you liked it, if you have other suggestions from the Star Wars Expanded Universe for me to read. And yeah, may the Force be with you.